So how are you now?
Broken.
No. That is not brokenness that sits there.
Man.
That is healing.
Healing.
I feel like
a few of my broken pieces were put back into my body. That's how I feel. I feel like a few more broken pieces were put back together.
Amen.
Yeah.
To God be the glory.
I told the devil I want my stuff back. Everything you took from you, I want it back. It's mine. You can have it.
Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it. I need it. I need it. I need it. I do. I need it. I need it. I need it. It's true. Let's get it. Yo. Who can I run to?
Welcome. Thank you. All right. So just to give you a background, so me and Reese, we usually have writing sessions for like my music or her book. And the first time we had our session was in Indianapolis, and we got a loft. And we did a whole bunch of praising, a whole bunch of manifesting and dreaming. So what we did is we had a mock book signing. So just me and her pretending like I was asking questions. So after she reads the passage, you guys can ask questions. And we just did a whole thing, meet and greet, did a whole signing thing. So now it's gotten bigger to the next step. We got people here to actually make it a real thing. I know her book's not done yet, but when you hear her story, oh my God, like Ruby probably should, like she must be like a cat. She has like 9 lives, but she could have died several times. And I truly believe that her story is like a Tyler Perry, Hallmark, Lifetime kind of story. So she's going to read a passage from her book called Kush&Corinthians. Lareshia O, put your hands together, get some music up. Lareshia O.
I forgot how I was going to start.
Speak from your heart, baby.
When I decided I was going to write a book, it was probably 8 years ago. And it was a thought. And that's all it was. It was a thought. Because I know that was crazy, the shit I went through. I know it was like bonkers back then, but I didn't realize how strong I was from coming from the shit I came through. So like 8 years ago, I was like, I should write a book. I think people were playing with it, like people that really know me and know my story, like my sisters and cousins and shit, like, oh, you can write a book. Oh, you put that in the book. Everybody says that loosely. You know what I'm saying? But it was one time that, I don't know who said it, but it grasped me. So what happened in my life that made me want to write the book, I started from there. So there was a little passage I wrote. I just wrote it out just on a notepad one day. It was maybe a page and a half long, that's it. And right then and there, I knew that if I kept writing, if I kept thinking, that I was about to break down again, that I was about to get hurt again, I was about to just start crying, and I did not want to go back into that depression state. So I kept it. I didn't write no more. I kept it. I ripped it out of the notepad, and I folded it up, and I just, wherever it went, that's where it went. If I put it in a folder, if it gets lost, it gets lost. You know, it wasn't nothing that I cared about. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a picture of my babies or their birth certificates. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing like that I was holding on to, because honestly, I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want to go back there. So I wrote it out, blah, 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 and I put it up, and then I lived on, and I got married, and me and my husband was talking one day, and then I presented the idea. I was like, actually, I talked about writing a book before. It's like, oh, okay, you should. I was like, you should. And I was like, okay, we left it there, and living life. A year later, me and Dave rekindled our relationship from like high school. It was crazy. Like, we had talked on, social media every now and again. Hey, next time you come, we gotta link up. But it never happened for every 2 years, every year, 2 years, every 3 years, and like 10 years passed. We hadn't seen each other's face, and it was like we started to go on this spiritual journey at the same time. Even though I feel like they went different directions, they still are like combined in a way. Because we're still on our own path, so we're not going to be on the same wavelength all the time. So,
you cross paths.
Yes, for a reason. So, we rekindled, and she's like, "What do you want to do? What do you want to?"
That's it.
That's it.
I mean, what do you want to do?
What do you want to do?
What are you doing?
It's that simple. It's that simple. And I'm like, you know what? I talked about writing a book before, and she lit up. When I told her that, she lit up. What? A book?
Yeah.
Dude, a book?
Yeah, that's
A book? And I'm like,
that yo part.
okay, maybe I should write a book. Okay, maybe this is real. Because in my reality, where I come from, people don't just write books, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people in my family went, still to this day, what you got to write about?
Wow.
Your story ain't that interesting.
A lot of
You grew up in Must Be, you had a kid, bitch, what? One of my cousins really said that to me.
Wow, I believe that.
Really said that to me.
I believe that.
And it discouraged me. Because
that's the devil.
Because the resistance and the fear is already there. I knew I had to be transparent when I started writing this book. I knew I had to be open, and because my whole purpose was to help somebody else. I don't know who went through this shit, because this shit is crazy, but somebody else done went through some type of shit like this. And if I can help just one person, even throughout the process of learning the publishing and editing and all that shit, learning that I've got so many honestly discouraging words like, your first book shouldn't be a memoir unless you're famous. Ain't nobody gonna buy them books. Somebody said, when you write your book, if you are trying to present yourself to an urban audience, right at a third grade level.
Wow.
Really said that. A college teacher said that. Right at a third grade level.
That sounds stupid.
Yeah, it sounds crazy, right?
It
sounds crazy, right?
That sounds stupid.
And a lot of and then the third one was like, you're not gonna make money on this book. You're not gonna make no money. If you're trying to go somewhere, start with something else and then write a book. Get famous and then write a book. Like,
those are your challenges.
Yeah, because that's so
yes. And it did discourage me.
me.
It was like a wall of resistance and fear of all these things that people saying, and I knew it. I was aware that is what it was. I was aware of it, but it still somehow got embedded in my spirit, like embedded into my flesh, to where I was like,
It took part of it.
it got embedded into my flesh. I was like, yeah, they might be right. Like, everybody got. We all got a story. We all got a story. So, thank y'all.
Wow. Oh my God. I was not expecting that.
Move. Thank you.
Gee, so fluently.
That was nice.
So godly. That was beautiful. All right, so we're supposed to drop God Myself at 11, so I'm thinking we'll just wrap this up with a prayer.
Yes,
And then probably just drop the video right now so we can just eat. And then Bobby can run around and put some stuff online and stuff. Again, I just sincerely want to thank y'all. This is the best gift. Whether it's my birthday, I feel like every day my birthday, honestly, but to see Lareshia come up out this shell, for her to speak so boldly with her chin up and her chest out. I remember when I first met her voice was low, she spoke a certain way, she kind of dragged herself, and just gradually her posture changed, the tone of her voice changed, you know what I'm saying? And all I did was remind her who she was. I didn't do anything extra. You know, you told me what you wanted to do. I'm like, well, look, you need this to do it, some tools, and I just spoke life. So anybody that you know that has a dream or just has an idea, like push them to do that, because I learned a lot from Ree, just by conversations and certain questions. I called her crying. Do you think I was me? You know what I'm saying? Yes. And this journey was together for real. So I just sincerely want to say, Reese, I'm so proud of you. I'm so grateful that we've come back into a full circle. And like I said, everybody's here because they were chosen to be here today. And I mean, I would not have this birthday any other way. Like, I'm in tears, not just because of the story, but because I'm seeing this come to life, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And we keep moving more in purpose, and the path keeps getting more narrow, and it keeps going directly where we're supposed to go, because you're going to get to your destination no matter what. You can take any route that you want. You can go this way, you can go that way. You know what I'm saying?
What's meant for you is meant for you.
Yeah, you still want to get there. It's not a failure, it's another way to not go. That's the wrong exit. You can go this way. Or you know, you can go the local way instead of going the highway. So that's really all this is. We're just figuring it out. We don't know. We're just figuring it out, but we have deep, the way this conversation works is how we talk every day. That's our conversation. You know what I mean? So I really feel like this is a godly thing. This God sister, you know, sharing my mother, my godmother with you, my God sister. Like this is divine. So I just want to end it on a prayer. If y'all just come together, and we're gonna just drop the video while everybody's in their place.
You know I'm chosen to purposely speak, lead as a poet. So I chose it while we keep on choosing what ain't chose us. That's why we keep losing focus. That's why we keep losing trophies. Don't you know that when you chosen, it requires focus? Huh? It ain't been easy on this path. I remember when my path asked for me to believe my past. Shit, I cried a little bit, more like a lot of bit. My day one switched, they popped a lot of shit. My day one flipped into some negatives, and I don't know if I'ma see them again. But I still forgive every sin, still miss them every win. But some love just gone with the wind, but I'm here now, and that was then. And right about now, feeling like a goddamn win. Feeling down right now, feel like a goddamn sin. I'm not going down that path again, nah, not again. Who can I run to? My goddamn self. Who can I run to? The God in myself. Who can I run to? My goddamn self. Who can I run to? The God in myself. Who can I run to? My goddamn self. Who can I run to? The God in myself. Who can I run to? My goddamn self. Who can I run to? The God in myself. Who can I run to? The God in myself. Who else? Who else? But the God in myself, but my goddamn self. Nobody else. I trust myself, man, and nobody else. I've been there and I've done that. I used to rely, the devil's a lie, no, not no more. Cause deep down inside I feel the evil.